Hello everybody. We're gonna take another look at the assessment 6 where we had a shopping cart, and the shopping cart belongs to each user. And how did we filter? We had the database set up like this, where you have carts, the carts collection, and then there is a document for each item you add. And basically we had the user ID inserted in the document, and that's what we used to filter. So basically if you look at the snapshot listener, we used to do it like this. So basically when you look at the cart fragment, and you could see here that we are setting up a snapshot listener, collection is carts, where equal to the user ID is equal to the currently logged in user ID. And then we add our snapshot listener. Thing is, what if we want to do it in a little bit different way? So basically, instead of doing a search where is a query, what if we organize the data as follows, where we have, let's say if I go to authentication, I copy this user ID here, go to the Firebase, I'll click on collection, and I'll create a collection called users. Okay. And then the ID of the document is going to be the user ID. Okay. And then inside it will be, maybe I'll not have anything. I'll just say save. So basically I have users, here it is, and then this is the user ID, and then I start a collection under the document, and I call it, for example, carts. All right. And then basically I'll do exactly the same form of name, for example. It will be exactly the same form as what we used to have. So basically, let me have a look here. What did we have here? Let me copy these. Copy users. So basically here is the user. It's very similar to designing it as a folder format. So this is the users. This is the user based on the document ID is the user ID. And then under that user document, there is a collection called carts. And then everything that is inserted here belongs to that user. So basically, if we, let's say I open this here. So basically I can have the create, this is the document ID. Here's the cart, here it is. So I can create add field. This is going to be doc ID. Here it is. And now the name is, let's say we copy this one. Here's the name. All right. Now, why is this an interesting way to do it? Basically, each user has their own information, and that information is stored under their own, in their own collection. So we can do a price here, and this is a number. Here's the price, and basically the URL, and we're good to go. So basically the icon URL, here that, and here is the URL. And here we go. So basically I can organize things. I don't need the user ID in that case, because already the user ID is integrated in the path itself. You see here users, and then this is the users, and this is the carts. This is the cart information for that user, and you can add other information into the document. So basically that's into the, and you can add other documents into that cart, and that cart belongs to the user. You see here, this is users, this is the user ID, and then under it there is carts, and then everything here belongs to that user. I don't need any filtering or any query as we did here. Basically here we had a query where equal to user ID is this, right? So that could be beneficial in some cases where the data is huge and you don't want to search, takes time. Also it could be related to the security of the system. So basically you can write rules based on the path. So basically you could see here, these are the rules, and in these rules you can write rules based on the path. So now how do we change the application to store stuff in that format, which is supposed to be very straightforward also. So let's start with storing something. So basically let's say this happens in the products fragment. So here's the products fragment. When you click on an item, you want to store it. Okay, good. So now we do the same thing here. We have a document reference, but we're not going to store it like this. So basically it's under users, right? And then I know the document. The document is going to be let's do an Auth here. So let's get the Auth. Okay, so it's going to be Firebase Auth, Auth equals this, right? Now let me disable the completions. Now it's users, and then under it, the document is mauth.get current user ID. So basically the document is, if you look here, is going to be users, and then the document is going to be this. Under the document, then there is a dot collection, and we're going to call it carts, right? So basically, so let me see, where did I mess up here? Okay, db.collection document. Okay, good. So now there is dot collection. I need a dot collection, and we'll call it cart, and then basically dot document, which is the document that we are creating. So basically what we're doing is we're going into users. This is the user ID, carts. Then we want to create a new document. That's why I have the last document here. So if you want to look at the path a little bit in a more maybe visible way, here it is, and here it is. Okay, so basically we have the document at the end where we're inserting things. This is the document reference. Map, we're adding the URL, the name, the price. We can add the user ID, I don't need it, but we added it. Data, and then we store, and then everything is good. So basically if we run this, it should work. Let's see. What I'm going to do is, let's say for these, I'll go and delete this collection, delete the collection users, just to show you. Delete. And now when I start adding, I should be able to, so here is the app. Let me add 1, 2, and 3. So I added 3 items. Go back here. I click on, I refresh. Users, this is the user ID, carts, and then basically you could see here are the information in these carts. Okay, cool. So now how do I retrieve this data? So basically I need to also manage the addition. We already took care of the products fragment, right? So basically now let's go to the cart fragment. This is where we set up our registration listener and all that interesting stuff. So basically instead of it being collection.carts, it's going to be users, right? And we don't have a where clause at all, right? And then the document is going to be mauth.get current user.get user ID, then dot collection, and that's called carts. So basically we are setting it up such that we are listening here, right? So basically you see here it's users, the user ID, carts. This is where listening, we want this data, right? So we're here, that seems to be okay. And then the deletion is a little bit different. So basically this is going to be, to delete, we have to point it to the right place. So db.collection, db.collection users, okay, dot document, we need mauth. So basically what I'm going to do, Firebase auth dot get current get instance dot get current user dot get uid, right? Then dot collection is carts, then dot document is this. So whatever the document is this one, right? Okay, document. Let me just put a little bit of new spaces here so that you could see what I'm trying to do here. All right, here it is. So basically it's db, the collection is called users. Under it there is a document, the ID of the document is the user ID, and then there is a collection called carts, and then the delete should work. So now if we run this, these are the two only places that we use for FireStore. So here it is, check my cart, and it's getting the data correctly from here. You see here, I can check that. So basically, what if I change the price here to make it, like, say $30? Okay, add it, and you see it changed to $30. Now I change it to 30.99, update, and here is 30.99. So basically you could see that I'm changing the price and it's working well, no problems. I'm able to store also the data. Now when I delete, notice what's happening. I'm deleting and it's deleting correctly. There are only 2 here. I delete, there is only 1 here. So basically the deletion is working. Can add products. Let's add 1 and add 2. Check the cart. I added 2 items and I can delete them. Go back, add some cards, check, and so on. So you could see that I could do this without queries by organizing my data such that the data is organized in a way which allows me to, by the user ID, and then under the user ID I can store stuff, and this stuff belongs to that user, so I don't need any query for that case. So alright, so please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.